In recent years, the threat of drones has shifted from novelty to necessity in national defense conversations. Once viewed primarily as tools for surveillance or consumer hobbies, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, have evolved into battlefield equalizers, terrorist tools, and disruptive technologies capable of challenging even the most advanced militaries. Against this backdrop, Fox News host and Army veteran Pete Hegseth has issued a call for the creation of a dedicated anti-drone task force, a proposal that is as timely as it is controversial. The modern drone era began with the United States itself. Predator and Reaper UAVs, armed with precision-guided munitions, became infamous symbols of the war on terror. But the monopoly America once enjoyed has eroded. Today, off-the-shelf drones can be modified to carry explosives, conduct reconnaissance, or overwhelm air defenses at a fraction of the cost of traditional military hardware. The war in Ukraine has accelerated global awareness of this shift. Ukrainian forces have used cheap commercial drones for artillery spotting and kamikaze-style attacks, while Russia has deployed Iranian-made Shahed drones to target infrastructure. These buzzing, low-cost weapons have inflicted billions in damages, reshaped military doctrine, and exposed vulnerabilities in traditional air defense systems. Closer to home, security officials have warned of potential drone use by non-state actors. Cartels use drones to transport narcotics across borders. Terrorist groups experiment with drone swarms to bypass security perimeters. Even rogue individuals have flown drones near airports, disrupting flights and forcing costly shutdowns. The threat, in short, is no longer hypothetical. Pete Hegseth, a combat veteran with service in Iraq and Afghanistan, has long used his platform to critique what he sees as gaps in America's defense posture. In a recent segment, he argued that the United States is woefully behind in preparing for the drone era. Unlike tanks, jets, or missiles, drones don't require a state sponsor to field effectively, just technical know-how, access to parts, and a willingness to innovate asymmetrically. Hegseth's proposal centers on the establishment of an anti-drone task force, a permanent, well-funded unit within the Department of Defense that would combine intelligence, technology development, training, and operational response. He envisions it not only as a reactive force, but also as a proactive one, anticipating emerging drone tactics and rapidly developing countermeasures. The task force Hegseth imagines would likely operate across several critical domains: detection and tracking, building advanced radar, acoustic, and radio frequency systems capable of spotting drones, even when they fly low and slow to evade detection; electronic warfare, developing jamming systems to disrupt drone communications and GPS guidance. Already, handheld jammers and vehicle-mounted systems are in use, but their effectiveness varies. A specialized task force could refine and scale these tools. Hard kill defenses, creating systems that can physically take down drones, whether through lasers, interceptors, or even train birds of prey, a method tested in Europe. Doctrine and training, preparing frontline units, law enforcement, and critical infrastructure operators to respond quickly and effectively when drones are spotted in restricted airspace. Civil-military coordination. Drones don't just threaten battlefields. They threaten stadiums, airports, power plants, and cities. An anti-drone task force would need to work hand-in-hand with civilian agencies, ensuring a unified defense posture. The idea of such a task force, however, is not without obstacles. Drones are cheap, disposable, and adaptable, qualities that make them hard to counter with expensive, permanent systems. Knocking down a $1,000 drone with a $3 million missile is not sustainable. This imbalance has sparked what strategists call the cost curve problem, where defenses must become more affordable and scalable to keep up. There is also the question of jurisdiction. Would such a task force be military only, or would it involve homeland security and law enforcement? Civil liberties groups may raise concerns about expanded surveillance powers or electronic jamming that could affect civilian communications. Funding is another issue. With America already investing billions in next-generation fighter jets, submarines, and missile defense, will policymakers commit serious resources to drones, a threat that, while immediate, may not have the same political weight as larger weapons programs? Hegseth's urgency reflects a broader realization. The drone threat is no longer emerging. It is here. Ukraine shows daily how drones redefine warfare, and the Middle East provides frequent reminders of how non-state actors, from the Houthis in Yemen to militias in Iraq, use drones to challenge powerful militaries. In the United States, Incidents like the drone sighting that grounded flights at London's Gatwick Airport in 2018, or the drone attack on a Saudi oil facility in 2019, serve as warnings. If similar events were to occur on American soil, the political demand for solutions would be immediate and perhaps chaotic. Hegseth's proposal seeks to get ahead of that curve. Every era of military history has had its disruptors: the longbow, the musket, the tank, the aircraft carrier, the nuclear bomb. Drones may not rank at that level, but they represent the democratization of military power. What once required billions in defense spending can now be achieved by actors with limited resources and ingenuity. The United States, with its unmatched technological base, has the capacity to lead in counter-drone innovation. The question is whether it will act fast enough. Hegseth's call for an anti-drone task force is less about one man's proposal and more about a wake-up call. Ignoring drones now could mean being caught off guard later. Pete Hegseth's push for a dedicated anti-drone task force highlights one of the most pressing national security challenges of our time. Drones are here to stay, shaping conflicts abroad and posing risks at home. The debate now is not whether America should respond, but how. Should the U.S. wait for a catastrophic event to spur action, or should it invest now in a coordinated, forward-looking defense against this airborne menace? History suggests that those who adapt early often fare better. Whether policymakers heed Hegseth's warning remains to be seen, but the drone age is already upon us. The only question is whether America is prepared to meet it.